Emilija Geleva, you are in Macedonia, and you will be telling us about an article you wrote, which was really about a new dawn. We're all listening to eschatology and the end of the world, but you look at it slightly differently and from many different traditions. I would just like to introduce the people to you. You're a prominent person in Macedonia, and you at one time were the advisor to the prime minister there. And but this is of your private capacity that what you're going to talk about today on this article. Is that correct? And perhaps
yes,
so the article is saying that we can be positive about the mayhem and disorder we are living through.
This article was written 1 year and a half and more. It was published actually for the first time at Catechon website, at Catechon online in, I think, January 2016. And it was actually, I'm saying this because I want to stress that it was actually before the American elections last year. And the geopolitical situation at that time in the world was very tense. Many analysts, many geopolitical analysts were aware that the possibility of the Third World War, nuclear war, is very realistic. So at that time, it was actually this thinking and talking about the end of the time were very actual. That's why I wrote this article, and actually I try to see this theory, this thesis about the end of the time from the geopolitical view. My long time work and research I've been doing for years in some interesting topics for me has shown me that the geopolitics is old as it is it is a mankind. And from that point of view, I was researching the old Veda or Sanskrit writings and scriptures, and different system, different religious system of as it is Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. We were aware that the eschatologist, knowledgeable eschatologist, write about the end of the world, which was prophesied in their religious book. So for the Christians, it refers to Armageddon. And we see the letters, the substantial letters of MGD. Armageddon. For the Jews, it is connected to the place Megiddo, which is actually the same as Armageddon, and which place exists in nowadays Israel. And Megiddo contains also the same letters, MGD. For the Muslims, the end of the time is called Melhama, and the prince who will be present, it says that the prince who will be present at that time will be Mahdi. Again, the essence of all these three religions is that the tragic end of the world is inevitable as a result of the fight between good and evil. And these religious systems say that the world will be destroyed. as I mentioned, my geopolitical researches have shown me that actually this is not this kind of the end of the world is nothing new for the humanity, because in the deep history already happened at least 3 times. It is said that between 14,000 years and 9,000 years before Christ, the world was destroyed 3 times. There are so many researchers and books now available which say that some traces are found that a powerful weapon and cataclysmic war actually provoked the apocalypse described in some religious system. A careful study of the geopolitics of that ancient time shows a struggle between 2 lines, the so-called sons of light and sons of dark. In fact, this is an eternal fight reflected also in the modern geopolitical wars. So I think that now the geopolitical situation in the world after the American elections and the victory of American President Trump, the situation became a little bit more relaxed, and it is important to stress that actually, as I previewed in my article, it will be not the end. It is not about the end of the world, but it is about the end of the so-called dark era, because it is written in the Veda system, in the Veda knowledge, that actually the world cannot be destroyed, because it exists on the basis, on the principle of the cosmic order, and the cosmos cannot never be destroyed, cannot ever be be So that's why when we speak about this apocalyptical prophecy of the 3 main religious systems, which is based actually on what already happened a few times in mankind's history, and this claim actually it is, as I say, it is not realistic. It is more a tragic approach. But the Veda knowledge system says that the time wheel cannot be destroyed, because it is eternally turning the 4 big yugas, the 4 big periods. In this moment, the humanity, the mankind, is living in Kali Yuga, or in translated it means dark era, which is a 4th period in which mankind is living. One cosmic actually turn or cycle, one cosmic cycle has 4 big yugas, 4 big periods, and this which we've been living for the last 100,000 years is called Kali Yuga, or Dark Yuga. And almost 70 years ago, a famous philosopher and René Guénon wrote that actually the mankind is living in an advanced phase of the Kali Yuga. In his book, Crisis of the Modern World, René Guénon said that unavoidably the new era of light is following. So the time wheel, the cosmic time wheel, is inviolable, and nothing and no one can stop the appearance of the new era, of the new Yuga, and it's a Yuga of dawn, because actually it is a new era of light. No matter how terrible or horrible the end of the dark age will be, because we are witnessing now, from the geopolitical view, as I said, we see that the period of this dark imperialistic so-called Atlantistic imperialism is going toward its end. The things in the world are changing with very high speed. So I was just thinking and find out that it cannot be the end of the world, but it is only about the end of the Kali Yuga, or of the Dark Age, or, as I said, the end of the Atlantistic imperialism and hegemony in the world. So we are living in a momentum of the new dawn, which will be followed as an entrance in a new light or holy era for the humanity, which will be fulfilled with higher spirituality. This kind of prophecies was also given in so-called Corpus Hermeticum system, which is a knowledge of Hermes, so-called Hermes Trismegistus, or hermetical knowledge. This knowledge was, the books were, or the writings were actually found in Egypt some time ago, and in Corpus Hermeticum it is also written that when the world will reach an age of atheism and chaos, then the Supreme God will correct the evil by efforts of its will and God's goodness, returning the world in its primordial state of beauty. In short, as I said, the human mankind is in the moment of an early dawn, when the dark is leaving as a result of the first ray of the appearing sun. This cosmic law is inevitable, and nothing can stop the change and the uprising of the Satya Yuga, or Satya Yuga as Holy Yuga. Satya Yuga in Veda is also called Satyuga, or Krita Yuga, or Krita Yuga. Yuga, as I already mentioned, is the age or era. So Satya Yuga or Krita Yuga is a Yuga of truth. So if humanity will be governed by truth and by positive developments for the future of humanity.
This was very educational and very informative. I do kind of think you mentioned the dark forces, and I think of the neocons, or you mentioned the Atlanticis or the Cabal, and you kind of wonder why they're continuously perpetuating war. But I think you're looking at it in such an objective, large manner that it's really, you're seeing it spiritually. But the question will always remain, why these dark forces, why these dark people perpetuate the chaos and make life dark?
These are actually, generally speaking, these are two opposite set of thinking, of mindset. That's why when I speak, I mention the word Atlantist, but I'm very positive, and I know I don't want to make this division of the two sides of the globe, one Atlantistic or another opposite side, because in the Western world there are many people, individuals, intellectuals who are actually who don't belong to this dark mindset. They have other feelings, other understanding for what humanity has to be. Let's say that is like more traditional approach for how the humanity, what principle the humanity has to respect, how close to be to the God values of tradition. Because actually, what is traditionalism? Traditionalism is the way of how much the people spend their life or respect the values given by God, the principles given by God. That's why actually this new Satya or holy era or Krita Yuga is actually is a kind of new traditionalism, neo-traditionalism, because we are modern people. We are a little bit different than, let's say, 1,000 years ago, but still in a modern way of living, we must be attached and respect the values for the humanity given by God. And actually this knowledge, this very divine approach toward the life is given in the Vedic system, in the Veda religious hymns. And all other religious systems I mentioned here are indeed based on these first given God principles. So we find them in Veda. We find the prophecy. We find the prophecy actually, or the reality about what is the cosmic order, what is the mankind order, and how we as people should behave. Yes, there is the division between dark and light suns or forces existed since ever, unfortunately. And that's why maybe the world or the old civilizations, which were very developed one, fight against each other. So that's why maybe we have these cataclysmical writings in the Bible or in the other religious system about the flood, etc. Because after the world was destroyed by the very powerful weapon, then of course Of course, there are many turbulences on the earth. I'm sure that this time the mankind cannot allow itself this commodity to fight or to start another big war, because it will be very dangerous for everyone on the planet, and because I'm sure that many things on earth does not depend only of the will or actions of the people, because there are one invisible world which is much more powerful than every human activities, and many things depends of that cosmic order. The cosmic order cannot be put in danger and cannot be destroyed ever.
Well, I'd like to thank you for today, and I would hope that we can have you come back and give commentary on current affairs, perhaps. But you've given us plenty to chew on, to think about, and you've given a spiritual dimension to geopolitics. Thank you for your time today.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for your invitation, and I hope we will have chance to talk again.
Thank you so much, Emilija.
You're welcome.